the world has turned and left me here came from a place of feeling like I was stuck and everybody else wasn't. I feel like I was so down and so in my own rut that I kind of forgot to live my life a bit. I forgot how to live my life. And while I saw everyone around me just through social media and just through social interactions that their lives were going in a better direction than mine, I felt like the world had kind of turned its back on me almost and I was left by myself. The world has turned and left me here. I was listening to a lot of Weezer at the time, and Weezer actually have a song called The World Has Turned and Left Me Here. And I was writing lyrics one night and I was listening to that song while I was writing them, and then that song title just fit perfectly to that first line. I was looking for something to rhyme with fear, and then I checked my Spotify that was the song title, and I just thought, for what I was going through and what I was writing about, that was the perfect line to kind of sum it up. There's no heaven above, just hell below. With my lyrics, I've always, I appreciate that people find kind of solace in a greater power or something that's got to do with their religion. And it's something that I don't believe in, but I like the fact that if you're ever feeling very low, you can pray, or you can hope that somebody out there, something greater, is going to take care of you. Without the belief in heaven, I feel like everybody kind of believes that the lowest they feel, they would always kind of compare it to hell. Hell is kind of, I don't know, it's almost universal to being in a bad place. So I felt no heaven above is referencing me not believing in any greater power that's looking after me. I felt like I was on my own, but feeling like I was that low that I was close to hell. So regardless of my religious beliefs, I feel like hell was kind of right there to take me. There's none above because I don't believe in it, but there is hell below because it felt very real. The depths of how bad I was feeling felt as real as hell. Having nothing to hold will only weigh me down. I was in a place where I didn't want to be a burden on anybody anymore. So I felt like if I had nothing, no responsibility, if I had nobody to let down, it would be easier for me to kind of sink out of existence, essentially. There was a period going through like the end of last year where I felt like that was what I wanted. I didn't want to be around anymore. I didn't want to be here anymore, and I felt like if I cut ties with everything, there would be less pain if I wasn't around anymore, because if I was free of all worry of what anyone else would think about me, or if people would miss me if I was gone, I felt like I would be a lot clearer minded of that, very selfishly, if I cut ties with everything and just let myself kind of fade away. That was where that line came from. So I would sink quicker and more peacefully if there wasn't anybody else I was holding on to, or somebody else I could drag down with me. I need a light to find my home now. Something inside is tearing my soul out. The song, if you were to just read through the lyrics, is quite depressing, and it's quite dark and quite bleak, which it's meant to be, but then the chorus, particularly with our band, we want the choruses to be uplifting melodically, as well as trying to find some kind of solace in understanding the problem we're in, and in this case trying to fix it. So where I was mentally at the time, I knew how I was feeling was quite bad. The chorus is me understanding that, almost kind of talking to myself. The verses are kind of me telling everybody else how I feel. The chorus was me telling myself how I feel. So I needed that light to find my way home. I had to take a step back and understand that there was a light that I needed to focus on, rather than, if you're down, it's very easy to stay down. So when you're down, it's very important, like there's a phrase that always goes around that of, oh, it's okay not to feel okay, but I also think it's not okay to not do anything about it, because then it's just easy to stay there. It's easy to accept that low is just, oh, my depression and anxiety is who I am. But I got to a point where I thought, no, I need to fix this. I need to find that light to get me out of the darkness. So that's the chorus. It's an uplifting message of, if you relate to the verses, I hope you relate just as much to the chorus, because it's about, I want to get better, I want to find my light. I'll sing this out for the last time. Oh God, how I died to feel something for the first time. Kind of a contrast to the chorus. It's kind of me fighting against myself of the second chorus being, I need to find that light to make things better. I don't like to use the word suicide very often, but that's unfortunately how I was feeling towards the end of last year, and that when I was writing those lyrics, it was almost like this would be my last song, so to speak. This would be the way I would kind of leave things. And oh God, how I died to feel something for the first time is again me kind of referencing my disbelief, but also kind of I'm at my wit's end. So I'm thinking, right, I don't believe in God, but if he is there, this is the time I need to go to him, this is the time I need help. So oh God, how I die just to feel something for the first time. So I felt like maybe that the release of me not being around anymore would be almost exciting in a way. That was all something to look forward to, which is very dark and not the way anybody should look at that kind of thing. But it was how low I felt, that I felt selfishly that was kind of all I had left. That was the only thing I had almost to look forward to in a way, which is dark, I know, but it's nice for me to be able to look back at those lyrics as something I felt and not something I feel. So I feel like that was what the bridge meant. I'm scared to face the silence, but I long to be alone. It's again that contrast of me knowing that I'm in trouble and me not wanting to fix it. So I'm scared to be by myself because of my head, but I also want to be by myself. So it's that contrast of the two of them kind of meeting together of I don't really know what I want. I'm scared on my own, I'm scared with people. So I was just stuck in that middle ground. The next line of, or maybe I could lie, that's just kind of me playing on the fact that it would have, I kind of have this battle in my head as well sometimes, that maybe all of this, writing this song, going through everything I've gone through, would have been easier for everybody else if I had just lied and said I was okay, because that's a big part. People always say about like putting on a brave face or wearing a mask to hide their emotions, that kind of thing. That's where that line came from, maybe I could lie. So after everything I've said in the song and out of how open I've been coming into the very last chorus, I said, or maybe I could lie. So it was almost like the rest of the song was me writing that down and then me just thinking, maybe I could just lie. So I could scrap the whole song and not tell everybody how I felt. It could just be like, no, I'm fine. I'll pretend I'm okay. Whereas that wasn't the case at all, but it was just the kind of, again, that kind of contrast in my head of singing this whole song and about how dark it is and how dark it was in my head, but then just thinking, before I tell anyone, I could just lie. I could just say, oh no, I'm actually fine. Because a lot of people do that. They just say, no, I'm fine. And then when they go home by themselves, it's a completely different story. That's when the kind of the demons come out. So that was, up until that point of the song, it's very honest, and then it's met directly with a lie of like, oh, maybe I could just say I'm fine. I'll write the song, I'll sing the song in the studio, and then that's kind of my way of getting those feelings out there kind of in the past. So every time I sing them, then it's almost like a therapy session. So I'm retracing those steps, but they're steps that I've obviously already walked and that I'm looking at in the distance. So it's kind of a way of confirming how I've gotten past them. Writing those lyrics gets it out of me, and then with this song in particular, having people saying that they relate to the lyrics is incredible, because I like to be very transparent with my lyrics. Obviously doing things like this is really cool as well, explaining where I got the inspiration from, but then to see people say that they relate to our lyrics is the biggest payoff, really, because that's why I write my lyrics, just so hopefully that somebody can hear them and think, I went through that as well, or I know what he's talking about, and maybe it helps them in some way, the way it helps me to write them. So if somebody hears them and it helps them, that's all I can ask for, really.